Greetings, family. Sister Shanice in the house. Welcome to the Sister Shanice News Desk. If you are new to this channel, welcome. Please do subscribe. And please do give us a thumbs up. Give us a like as well. My name is Sister Shanice. I am a radio presenter on the Big G Galaxyafiwe, the only de-brainwashing station. I'll put a link to the station below. You can catch my shows every Wednesday morning from 9 a.m. through to 1 p.m. in the afternoon, and on alternate Saturdays from 10 a.m. through to 1 p.m. The only de-brainwashing station. I'll also post a couple of links below to my books and to my paper, which is absolutely free on academia. And do read, enjoy, and give me some feed forward. Alrighty, today's story, family, is going to be looking at SSL, the investment company, stocks and securities investment company in Jamaica. You are all, I'm sure, very aware of the incident regarding Usain Bolt's millions, 12 million US dollars disappearing out of his SSL bank account. It raised mayhem in Jamaica. All sorts of accusations were flying around. Apparently, it's the same company that the Prime Minister, Andrew Holness, actually invested in. But someone called my station today to say, actually, he took his money out of the investment company just before this big exposure. What does that suggest? Anyway, Usain Bolt wasn't so lucky. His money disappeared along with the funds of many other investors. And, you know, everyone in Jamaica was outraged because they love Usain Bolt. He's an icon for the country, a legend, an absolute legend. How could anybody in Jamaica think of doing something like this to one of their legends? Normally, you know, our people get rich and switch, don't they? They get rich and they bank outside of their country, usually one of the European countries. But here's a man, patriotic, investing in his country, and something like this can't happen. Wow. So anyway, he got his attorneys on the case, and his attorneys were representing him and demanding that the 12 million US dollars be paid back into his account. The investigations are well underway into the missing millions. And very recently, the Minister of Finance, Dr. Nigel Clark, actually announced to the population that they were going to have to contribute 15 million Jamaican dollars per month in expenditure towards the investigations and towards the cost of keeping on the SSL staff. Well, as you can imagine, the people are actually livid. Yes, the people did call for the investigation, and of course the people want to see justice, and of course the people want, you know, Usain's Bolt money to be returned and everybody else's money to be returned for that fact. But it doesn't give the minister a license to suggest that the payment for it should come from the population themselves. So understandably, people have taken to social media to complain. Take a listen to this.
Now, guys, it has come to my attention that Jamaican taxpayers, aka poor people, will have to foot the $15 million per month bill to pay SSL employees. Yes, the same SSL that allegedly stole the millions of dollars. Yes, we taxpayers will have to pay them. Now, first and foremost, I want to say whatever spliff the minister bun, I beg you to give me a puff out of it, because I saw me want to feel mad. Now, you come with me now, right? Millions missing from Ministry of Health. We not say nothing. Millions stolen from Ministry of Education. We not say nothing. We not pay this money with teeth it. Millions. And we still not say nothing. Then you know we reward on ourselves 300% salary increase. We make recognize, you know, 1 or 3 days. We make recognize. And we give public sector a drop in our bucket. Little more nice make, but we move on. But somehow, some way, you guys have conjured up the audacity and decided that we taxpayers to pay them thief, yeah, white collar criminal. We to pay them out of what we now get paid $15 million per month. We don't lick on no.
Take a listen to what the finance minister had to say to explain the 15 million monthly tax charge on the population.
Shares in SSL are worth zero, and shareholders of SSL have lost their investment in SSL entirely, and the government is not making any steps to provide any remedy for that. The funds that the government will be providing will be going to pay employees on a temporary basis, only to facilitate the completion of the thorough investigation. And that's what the Jamaican people want. That's what you want. You want persons to be held accountable for this massive fraud that has embarrassed the country. And that's exactly what we will do.
Okay, so yes, the people of Jamaica did call for the investigation, and they certainly want their legend to get back his millions, but not the cost that was being proposed. So I had a look at the statement on expenses in relation to the SSL investigation and the related costs that have been incurred by the Financial Investigation Division. And it seems, the Financial Investigation Division said that it was going to be using the proceeds of assets that have been confiscated under Jamaica's proceeds of crime legislation to fund the extraordinary expenses that it is incurring in relation to the SSL fraud investigation. Hang on a minute. These proceeds that they're proposing to use to finance the SSL investigation, is this in addition to the 15 million per month that they're actually seeking in taxes from the ordinary citizen? So how much is there in the proceeds account that they get from crime in Jamaica? Well, it seems that there's no less than about $300 million in that account. And according to this financial statement, they're proposing to use those funds towards the investigation. How much does it really cost to investigate, this fraud? Isn't it just a few people sitting behind the desk, making some phone calls, analyzing some statements and some documents? These costs are certainly extraordinary. Wow. Anyway, these funds that the government gets in from crime is supposed to be used towards education, supposed to be used towards improving the hospitals, maybe the infrastructure. I mean, this is money that has come out of the community. So the idea is that the government's going to be using this money to put back into the community. But here we have the Minister of Finance who's decided, I'll have that budget as well to do this investigation. And, in addition to that, you can pay me via your taxes as well to do this investigation. So huge sums of money an attempt to claim huge sums of money to do this investigation. There's another Jamaican here who was well vexed when he heard about the 15 million that he was expected to be contributing towards on a monthly basis. Remember, the people of Jamaica are very hard pressed indeed. Dire economic situation for the ordinary people in Jamaica. And so to put another tax on top of tax, the people are not going to be happy at all. Take a listen to what this Jamaican citizen had to say.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Jamaica. Good morning, Jamaica. People are coming and ask me, how comes me not talk about the $14 million? Where feel with dirty nasty, dirty government. I go take up and go get dirty SSL. And when you talk like this, the Christians, they don't want to hear. The moment you start use the word dirty and think and drunkro. Come like my mother. My mother don't want me call Andrew Wallace drunkro. Andrew, you are drunkro. You and the dirty minister, security minister, the finance minister, all of them. Uno wicked. Uno wicked. Uno sick stomach. But you know who me cuss this morning? Me not cuss the parliamentarians, because they've been robbing. Them are rape without condom for years. And Jamaicans, uno uncle have strength for one another. Uno get up. Uno that kill uno neighbor. Uno bust gun. Uno light fire. Uno do all kind of things. Uno chat bad. Uno go on bad. Uno no bad. Uno a damn coward. You're not a coward. Because politicians should have afraid. Politicians should be scared to make them a decision here in Jamaica. $14 million every month for give SSL. We rob so much people. Why? Womack. Why are you protecting? This is not a government institution. It's a private It's a private institution. Private institution where common people like me and regular Jamaicans can't get into. Because that's where the elites, uno drunk, keep on the money and wash on the dirty money. Let me tell you this, You see, I gotta be a martyr for Jamaica. So I wanna send on a bad man friend them, send everybody. I wanna send them. Because I need to understand that there are Jamaicans who have had enough. Me, I'm one of them who have had enough. Me sick and tired of uno. Me sick. It teach them. Uno put out a report of having over 850 a teacher resign this year and uno concerned. You know what concerned? Oh, let us employ our sixth form students. That shouldn't even come out of your mouth. Fayeval Williams. You uno busy every day dress up in a fancy, nasty, dirty thinking clothes. I go to parliament and beat and jump. And a race and I give yourself a 200 and 300% increase. And the principal them, why get the 200% increase, them now come out and talk. And the high-ranking police them want to pay off. To keep the foot soldier them quiet. Want to pay off high-ranking police. Want to pay off principal. Want to pay off a dirty judge them. Want to even want to increase. Want to want to increase the DPP.
Well, as you're hearing, the people of Jamaica have been making noise about the pronouncement by the finance minister. So it's not surprising that yesterday there was a U-turn. The finance minister, Dr. Nigel Clark, actually announced yesterday that the public funds were no longer necessary and was no longer going to be needed to pay for the salaries and operational expenses for their fraud investigation into SSL. Stocks and Securities Limited. Why? Oh, because they conveniently announced they have got an insurance payout of $1 million. That's 155 million Jamaican dollars. You know, enough to keep them for almost a year. Now, you're trying to tell me they didn't know this $1 million was around the corner? You're trying to say they didn't know this payout was going to come? So not only were they after the 15 million a month for the population to do this investigation, but also the money from ill-gotten gains and criminal investigations amounting to 300 million, plus this million US, another 155 million from this insurance company payout. Oh my gosh, it's highly surprising that the people of Jamaica are just furious with the way that the government seems to be managing its resources. It's absolutely unbelievable. It really is. And so, as I said, they have done a U-turn. They're no longer going to be charging individual citizens for these they're no longer going to be taxing the individual citizens so that they can cover the costs. The costs were already covered actually, and I also read somewhere else that they're sitting on quite a few billion as well that's actually in the SSL coffers. Let me see if I can quickly find that figure for you. Yes, so here it is, family. SSL still has custody of approximately 30 billion in client funds across 8,000 client accounts. 30 billion still in SSL accounts. What does that mean? It means that it is bringing in millions in interest on a daily basis. It means that there is still a lot of money that they are probably investing and earning interest on. So that suggests that there is no need for the government or for the people of the country to even be considered to have to pay the staff for SSL. So, you know, with 30 billion sitting in the account, 300 million that's been claimed under the ill-gotten gains criminal acts of criminals. And so what was some of this money going to be spent on? It seems that they wanted the money, well, the finance department wanted the money so that they could expand the staffing complement, so that they could expand their offices, you know, up from about 33 staff members to something like 93 members of staff. What does that tell you? If they're having to grow the investigation unit to that extent, that is suggesting that they're expecting crime to increase in Jamaica rather than decrease. Here we have it. They wanted to expand the department from its current 90 staff members to 193 staff members. Wow, wow, wow. So the people of Jamaica, quite rightly, were outraged, made up a whole heap of noise, and as a result of that, the government has done a U-turn. But to think they could try that on in the first place, what's going on? As I said, African countries, the Caribbean countries, they're not poor, they're just poorly managed. Sister Shanice, out of here for now.